Hey y'all, my name's Kane Lisa,
Hello, I'm Ryan Oruda.
and welcome to this week's edition of The Tribe, At Home Edition. Recently, the senior class produced a video to wish everyone a friendly hello.
We spoke with the creators of this idea.
We're here with the senior class officers and advisors, Sabrina Pyers, Hannah Bruce, Braylee Netto, and their advisors, Miss Kelly and Mrs. Chamberlain. Now, I got a quick question for you before we get into the video. What were your intentions on making the video?
I guess from being out of school for 2.5 weeks now, social media has been flooded with schools in the area trying to just keep positivity and show school spirit. So I don't actually know how Sabrina got started on this, but we thought it'd be a fun idea, and then she put together the video, and a lot of seniors submitted videos of finding weird things in their refrigerator. And my son actually thinks it's hysterical that people are pulling cats and soccer balls and TVs out. So I don't know, it's just something fun to do. And then, we're just rolling with it, trying to just keep some fun and show some school spirit in this weird and unknown time.
I have
Really
a question.
good intentions, yeah.
How were you all able to connect and bring this video together?
So basically I reached out to people I'm immediately friends with, but then I reached out on Instagram and I asked my friends to ask their friends to send in videos. A lot of people didn't respond, so maybe they'll be in the next series, but I just gathered as much as I could and made it into different parts.
All right, let's roll the video.
To predictability, the milkman, the paper boy, evening TV. Everywhere you look, there's a heart, a hand to hold on to. Everywhere you look, there's a face of somebody who needs you. Everywhere you look, when you're lost out there and you're all alone. Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? All those nights when you've got no lights, the check is in the mail, and your little angel hung the cat up by its tail, and your third fiancé didn't show. Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You wanna be where you can see our troubles are all the same. You wanna be where everybody knows your name. Roll out of bed, Mr. Coffee's dead. The morning's looking bright. And your shrink ran off to Europe and didn't even write. And your husband wants to be a girl. Be glad there's one place in the world where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You wanna go where people know people are everybody knows your name.
Me and Hum out for a little walk. Hi guys, how are you?
Everybody knows your
Staying
name.
safe, 6 feet apart, doing everything right, wearing gloves, no mask though, no mask. All right, we'll see you later.
So, with that video behind us, what video are you guys thinking about doing next?
Well, I recently put together a faculty flashback video that I posted last night, and it's just pictures of all 82 faculty members in their senior year of high school. So that's been shared, and then Mr. Tebow and Mr. Parati and I are in the works of doing something else that's top secret, I guess. And I don't know, the senior class, we can come up with another idea
Yeah,
to
there are a
put
lot
together
of
a video.
there are a lot of like TikTok trends that our age people are doing, I guess, and I think I'm just gonna probably continue another trend. Like the refrigerator one was a trend on TikTok. There's one where you pass something along. We'll probably do something like that. But yeah.
I've seen people doing that with a roll of toilet paper, volleyballs, basketballs,
Hmm.
different
Classy.
things like that.
Yeah, it's been nice talking to you guys.
Yes, thank you guys very much for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Let's take a look at this week's weather done by Ryan Aruda.
Hi, I'm Ryan Aruda here with your Tribe at Home weather forecast. Tuesday, we have partly cloudy with a high of 57 and a low of 39. Wednesday, it's going to be a little rainy with a high of 51 and a low of 40. Thursday, it's going to be some more rain with a high of 50 and a low of 36. Friday, it's going to be partly cloudy with a high of 49 and a low of 35. And Saturday is going to be mostly sunny with a high of 48 and a low of 37. Have a good and safe week. Student Summer Daniels and I have created PSAs about the pandemic for our media studies class. Special thanks to WeVideo, an online editing program that we have been granted free access for the rest of the school year.
Let's take a look. Freshman Graham White has decided to cook up some breakfast.
Let's see what he's making. If you have any content that you would like to see on next week's edition of The Tribe, please email Mr. Parati with any submissions at robertparati@dartmouthschools.org or simply click on the link in the description.
We were very lucky to meet with our superintendent, Dr. Bonnie Gifford.
Here is Molly Rio with the interview.
Dr. Gifford, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Molly. Thanks for having me.
No problem.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Great. I'd love to ask you some questions about, how COVID-19 is impacting Dartmouth schools. I will start with the questions. Many traditional events such as prom, graduation, National Honor Society, JV are expected to take place within the remainder of the school year. Have you begun to think about how these events are going to take place or if they will at all?
Sure. And before we start, I just want to say I've been looking at the videos that your team has been doing, and we're still amazed at all the work that's going on behind the scenes, even though school, as we know it, isn't in session. So really thanks to Mr. Parati and the media group for doing that. So as far as your question goes, yes, matter of fact, some of our conversations as we develop what we're calling remote learning plan and keeping kids engaged in learning to the best of our ability, keeping our teachers reaching out to them and preparing some lessons or activities. We really worry about our kids having those last minute, I shouldn't say last minute, but those end of year events. So just yesterday, I had a conversation with the high school admin team, and they are now in the process of working on extending dates, thinking about those kinds of things, the prom, the graduation, all of that, and hoping and praying that even if we don't get back to school for the rest of the year, we still don't know that this will soon end thereafter and we'll be able to hold some of those events later on in the summer. We just want our students to know that this is really on our minds, and we want to do whatever we can to make those big important events happen. So obviously kids will be hearing more about that as the plans evolve, but just so you know, that's definitely on our minds.
Okay, great, thank you. Within the following weeks, do you think that the enrichment activities that are being assigned for more specifically high school and middle school students are going to be put into the gradebook?
Another great question. And as you might imagine, all of these things, so much uncertainty goes on, but our thinking right now, and the high school specifically will be putting out their own specific grading plan, if you will. And I use that term lightly because we are not going to be grading in the traditional sense. Students won't be receiving like a 90 or an 80 or whatever it is on the assignments that are going out. But there are going to be specific parameters because, as you know, especially at the high school, you have semester classes, full year classes, some classes just started for semester 2, etc. Some, like a semester 1 class, will be okay because you've had all your grades in terms 1 and 2. So there are various ways that we're going to be accounting for the work that students have already done, the work that is now going to be done between the dates of the closure, and how is that being accounted for. The teachers are looking more at, I use the word credit, but not the credit that you think of, like accounting, adding up the number of credits, but just getting approval, I guess, or that you've done it. You've kind of done what you're being asked to do. It's really going to be a pass-fail system for that amount of time. And the high school and middle school now are looking at making plans of what happens to those grades that students have already done, have already achieved prior to the closure, in combination with what happens to students if we never return, as opposed to what happens if students get to return in May, and obviously we continue on with the grading. There's going to be a lot of thinking and discussing going into that, but they do have some sort of a plan. But I guess your direct question is, will the assignments that students are being asked to do now, the enrichment activities, they're not receiving a grade?
Okay, great, thank you. You mentioned the pass-fail system possibly being implemented. If that system is going to take place, when are students going to be held directly accountable to complete the work?
Well, that's another great question. Obviously, you have so many great questions, and we don't have a lot of great answers sometimes. Pretty complex. I know, but excuse me. But one of the things I know is that the district is putting out right now, we're reviewing it again. We've been working on it all week, our remote learning plan, and we have more reviews to do this afternoon to include some of that information. And the high school specifically will be putting out their grading practice that they're going to be using. So you'll get more information very, very, very shortly on that, on what you can expect as a student and what you need to accomplish. The one thing I want to mention is we will not leave any student behind, even through this crisis. There are going to be opportunities for students who may have been struggling prior, at risk of failing, missed some school maybe for medical reasons prior, etc. We are going to be working very hard to provide opportunities for those kids to make up their work, so that, you know, we're not going to give up on anyone. This is unprecedented times, as you know. Who would have ever thought 3 weeks ago we'd be in this situation? But I want to assure everyone that we are not giving up on you, and there will be ways for kids to achieve and move on to the next grade level.
Great, thank you.
Welcome.
What do you recommend for students to do at home right now while they're not in the classroom?
Well, I first recommend that they exercise, get outside, take a walk, take care of your mental health. We know this is very, very stressful for people. Connect with your friends, and we know it's hard, but thank goodness we have some technology. But yeah, get out and try to do some of the fun things that you normally do, obviously by yourself, with family members. And take care of each other, take care of your family, understand that people are going through a lot of stress, and that's what we're trying to emphasize as well. But aside from that, we really strongly encourage students to get on the extended learning page. Most of your teachers now are already running their Google Classrooms. Get on those sites, connect with your teachers, participate in the activities, try to complete them to the best of your ability. Read a book. Read a good book that you might not have had a chance to do. You know,
Yeah.
It's stressful. So, but we do want to try as best as we can to keep kids engaged in learning and connected to education. We don't want to lose you.
Definitely. Thank you so much for meeting with me today.
Oh, you're quite welcome. As I said, I've enjoyed your shows. Keep up the good work. And anytime you need us to come on board and talk about something else, let us know.
Great. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye-bye, Molly.
Bye.
Thanks for watching this week's at-home edition of The Tribe.
Tune into The Tribe every Monday evening at 5:30. Subscribe and turn on notifications by hitting the bell icon below.
That's all, everyone. Have a safe and happy week.